Hi and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited about today's video because this is video number 9 in our 12 days of Christmas. So today we're going to be talking about Norwegian, Royal Caribbean. They both have received the approval to sail to Cuba. Now y'all know I love to talk about Cuba, so I couldn't pass this opportunity out. So it says here, the parent companies of cruise giants Royal Caribbean and Norwegian Cruise Line today announced they have received Cuban government approval for the brands to operate voyages to the country from Florida. Miami-based Royal Caribbean Cruises said both its namesake Royal Caribbean brand and its smaller as Maria Club Cruises brand have been approved for sailings to Cuba. The company didn't release a start date for the trips or itinerary details, but said that they would be coming soon. Miami-based Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings said all three of its brands, which is Norwegian Cruise Line, Oceania Cruises, and Regent Seven Seas Cruises, have been approved to operate voyages to the country starting in March. The company said Oceania's 1,250 passenger Marina would be the first of its ships to sail to Cuba, with a voyage from Miami scheduled for March the 7th. The upscale vessel will call at Havana as part of a broader Caribbean itinerary. Marina then will operate several more Caribbean cruises out of Miami through May that will include calls to Havana as well. So many of the Havana calls will be multi-day stops, which is pretty good. So that way you don't have to just go in and come back out. Regent's 700 passenger Seven Seas Mariner will call on Havana during 2 cruises in April, and Norwegian's 2004 passenger Norwegian Sky will offer a selection of 4-day voyages that will overnight in Havana in May. The ships will be the first from established cruise brands to sail from the U.S. to Cuba in decades. The only other cruise vessel sailing from the U.S. to Canada is the 704 passenger Adana, which flies the flag of Fathom, a little-known one-ship brand that launched earlier this year by Carnival Corp. Now, Adana began bi-weekly voyages to Cuba in May, but soon will end the trips. Fathom has struggled to gain traction with consumers, and Carnival Corporation announced last month, unfortunately, that the brand would shut down its cruise operations next spring. So that means y'all need to go ahead and book these Cuba cruises so we don't lose them. The newly announced voyages by major brands are likely to be a bigger hit than the Fathom sailings, as they appear to be focused on the Cuban capital of Havana, which is the key draw in the country for most Americans, and they're not too drawn out, said longtime industry watcher Michael Driscoll, who's editor of Cruise Week. The Fathom trips include stops in the secondary Cuban cities of Santiago de Cuba and... Yeah, I know I can't pronounce this word. Let's try. Cienfuegos. Let's roll with that. Which have less appeal to Americans and last a full week. So less appeal, lasts for a whole week. Who's going to spend their money, right? This is what the public wants, said Driscoll. They want overnight stays in Havana as part of a broader Caribbean cruise, or short trips from Miami to Havana, such as Norwegian Sky, and they'll be doing that. So in the old days, before the U.S. embargo of Cuba, short cruises to Havana were by far the most popular. Royal Caribbean Cruises chairman and CEO Richard Fain said in a statement that the company's customers have expressed real interest in having the opportunity to experience Cuba, and we look forward to bringing them there. Royal Caribbean Cruises didn't say which of its Royal Caribbean brand ships would operate the voyages to Cuba, but in the past, the company has said that it likely would be the 2020 passenger Empress of the Seas. So I don't know about you all, but this is good news to me, And again, y'all know what to do if you want to book your Cuban cruise. Please, please, please reach out to me. Let's get your cruise booked, because we want to get people on these cruise ships, or, if not, they're just going to stop doing it if there's no interest. And I know there's some interest, because I can't be the only one that wants to go to Cuba. So, this has been video number 9, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting me. Until our next video, take care.